Glenda's journey in Wicked. Part 2 isn't the fairy tale people expect. Everyone is focused on Elphaba and Fiero's love story, but the real heartbreak belongs to Glenda the Good. She starts as the bubbly, image-obsessed golden girl of Shiz University. By the end, she's a ruler carrying the weight of an entire kingdom. Admired by millions, but completely alone. Her arc isn't a story of downfall, it's a story of quiet sacrifice, hidden grief, and the way power can turn even the brightest soul into a ghost behind their own mask. Everything begins to unravel the moment she finally confronts the wizard. For years, Glenda believed in his greatness. She grew up under the shadow of his authority, unable to see the deception Elphaba had been warning her about all along. When the truth finally crashes down, it shatters her worldview. In that confrontation, Glenda reveals something that shakes Oz to its core. The wizard is actually Elphaba's biological father. The very man who branded Elphaba as wicked and turned the entire kingdom against her is the same man responsible for her existence. He manipulated her gifts for political gain, using her as a pawn in his pursuit of control. Glenda doesn't just expose this out of vengeance, she wields the truth strategically, dissolving his authority and showing the people of Oz how deeply they've been lied to. It's a powerful victory, but it's also the beginning of her loneliness. The wizard isn't the only figure she must face. Madame Morrible, the seemingly supportive mentor from her Shiz days, turns out to be one of the most manipulative forces in both Glenda's and Elphaba's lives. She groomed Elphaba to serve the wizard's agenda, stoked rivalry between the two girls to keep them divided, and tried to control them through fear and politics. When Glenda finally arrests Morrible, it's a moment of clarity. She sees through the lies of the authority figures she once idolized. But that realization comes too late. The damage they inflicted has already set the stage for tragedy, and even as Glenda brings them down, her personal world grows emptier. Taking power seems like the natural next step. With the wizard gone and Morrible exposed, Glenda steps forward to lead Oz, not for glory, but to honor Elphaba's legacy. She tries to heal a nation that's been shaped by manipulation and fear. On the surface, she becomes the embodiment of hope, Glenda the Good, the savior who defeated wickedness. Citizens celebrate her, shower her with praise, and believe that with the Wicked Witch gone, Oz is safe at last. But the truth is unbearable. Glenda privately mourns the loss of her best friend, while publicly accepting the gratitude of people who hated Elphaba. She can't tell them the truth without throwing Oz into chaos, so she carries the burden alone, splitting herself into two people, the perfect leader in public and a grieving soul in private. Her romantic life only deepens that quiet pain. Throughout her story, Glenda is adored but never truly loved. Bach's infatuation is shallow and misplaced. He's too busy pining after an image of her to ever see the real girl underneath. Fiero seems to offer the fairy tale she's been raised to desire, handsome, charming, and princely. Their engagement fits her vision of the perfect future, a golden couple leading Oz together. But it's all built on illusion. From the moment Fiero meets Elphaba, something shifts. His heart gravitates toward her, even before he understands it himself. Eventually, he doesn't just leave Glenda. He points a weapon at her to protect the woman he truly loves. The girl who was supposed to have everything ends up with nothing. Not love, not loyalty, just a hollow promise of what could have been. But romantic heartbreak isn't the center of Glenda's tragedy. It's her friendship with Elphaba that defines her. Elphaba saw past Glenda's perfect exterior. She challenged her, called out her flaws, and believed in her potential for good. Their bond transformed them both. Glenda grew because Elphaba refused to let her settle for superficiality. And Elphaba found a friend who, for a brief moment, stood beside her against the world. The tragedy is timing. By the time Glenda fully understands the depth of their connection, politics and betrayal have forced them apart. That bond, which could have changed everything, becomes a memory she'll carry alone. When Dorothy melts the Wicked Witch, Glenda believes she's lost Elphaba forever. She has no idea that Elphaba faked her death using the rumors about her weakness. The green elixir Glenda finds afterward confirms her worst fears. She's left clutching a hat and a memory. Meanwhile, Fiero's transformation into the Scarecrow and his reunion with Elphaba happen completely out of her sight. As she mourns both of them, believing they're gone, they're starting a new life together beyond Oz's borders, free, alive, and happy. She will never know. That misunderstanding shapes the rest of her life, turning her grief into something permanent. As Glenda rises to power, she becomes a symbol rather than a person. She wears the title Glenda the Good like armor. The citizens see her as their savior, the flawless figure who brought peace to their land. They cheer for her, trust her, admire her, but none of them truly know her. The one person who did is gone, or at least she believes so. She spends her private moments mourning the people her kingdom labeled as enemies, and no one sees the tears behind the crown. She uses her power to quietly undo the systems of oppression that the citizens had grown too comfortable to question. Her reign is effective, wise, and deeply moral, but it's also isolating. Glenda's story flips the fairy tale ending on its head. Traditionally, the beautiful and good-hearted heroine gets it all: love, power, and happiness. Glenda gets power but not love, admiration but not intimacy. She succeeds at everything the world values, yet loses everything that made her human. She becomes the leader Oz needs, but in the process, she loses the chance to simply be Glenda. She doesn't have a dramatic downfall, she has a quiet, lifelong sacrifice. Her arc is a reminder that not every hero gets a happy ending. Some hold the world together at the cost of their own joy. Glenda saved Oz, but in doing so, she lost herself. She became Glenda the Good, an icon, a ruler, a savior. But the girl who once danced through the halls of Shiz, dreaming of popularity and love, faded into the background. That's the real tragedy of her story. It's not that she failed, it's that she succeeded at everything except finding personal happiness.